For 2 years, Laura's friends held fundraisers for her cancer treatment. There were bake sales, sponsored walks, a GoFundMe that raised over £8,000. Friends took turns driving her to appointments she said were exhausting. They brought her soup. They sat with her when she said the treatment was unbearable. They believed every word. There was no cancer. This is the story of a deception so complete, it took 2 years to unravel. And what happened when the truth finally came out? Laura was 34 when she told her closest friends she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. She described the consultation in detail. The specialist's words, the treatment plan, the odds. She cried. Her friends cried with her. Nobody thought to question it. Why would they? You don't interrogate someone's grief. The first crack appeared when a friend, a nurse named Sophie, gently asked Laura which oncology unit she was being treated at. She wanted to send flowers. Laura gave a name. Sophie knew the unit well from work. Something felt off. Sophie didn't say anything immediately, but she started paying closer attention. Over the following weeks, she noticed that Laura's descriptions of treatment didn't match what Sophie knew clinically. The side effects Laura described didn't align with the regimen she claimed to be on. She mentioned a consultant by name, a name Sophie couldn't find in any register. Sophie went to the police. The investigation was quiet and thorough. Detectives obtained Laura's medical records with a court order. They found no cancer diagnosis, no treatment, no consultations, nothing. Laura was arrested and interviewed. She initially denied everything. Then, faced with the medical records, she broke down. She was charged with fraud by false representation. The prosecution presented evidence of every donation, every fundraiser, every amount received under false pretenses. The GoFundMe alone had raised over £8,000. When personal loans and direct gifts from friends were included, the total exceeded £14,000. She pleaded guilty. The judge described it as a profound abuse of trust, not just financial fraud, but an exploitation of love and compassion. She was sentenced to 18 months, suspended for 2 years, with mandatory repayment of every penny received. For her friends, the money was almost beside the point. What they had given wasn't just cash. It was time, worry, sleepless nights, genuine grief for someone they thought might die. One friend said in a victim impact statement, "I mourned for her. Every day for 2 years I carried the weight of possibly losing her. That weight was manufactured. That grief was stolen from me." Sophie, the nurse who first raised concerns, said she hoped the case would remind people that it's not unkind to ask questions. That protecting yourself isn't the same as doubting someone. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is trust your instincts. If something doesn't add up, gently, carefully, ask. Subscribe to Karma's Verdict for a new story every week. And tell us in the comments, how would you have handled Sophie's situation?